I think that the Chicago Blackhawk jerseys are lame.
Whoa.
What? Boy, oh boy, it was like Christmas this morning when Pete said, well, we also have Winter Classic jerseys to talk about. And I said, Winter Classic jerseys are here. Followed up some incredible pictures. We kind of knew what the Blackhawks one was going to look like. It looks unbelievable. We didn't know what the Blues one was going to look like. I had high standards because Blues jerseys are always awesome. Blues, pound for pound, I think, are one of the better jersey franchises in the league. People will push back on that. That's fine. But they've done a lot of fun, cool stuff. Sean, if you wouldn't mind, show us these jerseys.
Do we want them both at the same time?
Yeah, may as well.
Show them for Pete and for Deej. So there you've got a much smaller Connor Bedard, but the Blackhawks jerseys are smaller.
All of them. They're going to be way tighter on the players just because they're all modeled after Connor Bedard sizing. So you should keep that in mind. But this Blues jersey stinks, baby. It stinks.
It's bad.
I think that this is the biggest discrepancy in Winter Classic jersey history. I think the Blackhawks jersey is incredible. The Blues jersey, it stinks, baby.
Well, since you brought it up, we can start there, and then we'll get into the details of these jerseys after if we want to, if we feel like it, if we have time. But I do not think this is the biggest discrepancy from one jersey to the next because I lived through, famously, the 2024 Winter Classic. And by the way, this is named weird that this is the 2025 one when it's in 2024, but whatever. Last year's Winter Classic, the Kraken jersey was an, oh my God, I need to purchase it immediately jersey. And the Vegas Golden Knights jersey was if this is $21 on sale in my bathroom, I would not buy it.
So that's kind of how I feel about the Blues. Like the Kraken jersey is unbelievable. That Vegas jersey is bad. We shit all over it last year, deservedly so. I would not want that Vegas jersey. I would say over my dead body to the St. Louis Blues jersey. It would not catch me dead in it.
Okay, so let's switch back to these jerseys, Sean, if you would. You would catch me dead in this Blues jersey. I would not be happy about it because I think a reason to say this Blues jersey is worse than the Vegas Golden Knights jersey is for your mind to be colored, informed by the fact that this is a Blues jersey. And you mean to tell me I'm putting a Blues jersey on and it doesn't look very good? F that. It's the same heat that the Celtics get every time they do a city jersey or a special edition. And everyone's like, that looks worse than your regular ones. Obviously, this is so much worse than the regular ones. It's worse than every variation they've done. The Blues are in a unique situation because unlike teams with classic jerseys like the Boston Celtics, when the Blues do other things, I think their standard jersey isn't classic enough that it allows for some imagination to the viewer when they see a different jersey where they say, oh, that's a cool spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool spin on it. It's not like certain teams where you're like, your jersey is an institution. And if you put your name on anything else, it's going to look horrible to me. Blues, I think they're allowed some creativity. This is famously the first one that does not have a note on the jersey, and this is famously the worst jersey.
It's on the shoulder. It's the first one without the note on the chest.
Worst I've ever seen from the Blues.
It just infuriates me because the Blues have an easy path. Their color scheme is amazing. The note is great, and to make a jersey that just is so bland and boring, and like the language coming out about how proud they are that it just says St. Louis on the front is incredible to me. They're like, wow, it says St. Louis instead of the Blues. You left the best part of a Blues jersey off of your Blues jersey, and we're supposed to be excited about it.
Somebody in the chat said they're called the Blues, they're not the Creams. And while we're going to have to crunch some numbers to fact check that, I have no problem with them doing cream. 2022 Winter Classic, beautiful. Beautiful jersey. I don't know. Did we end up putting together a thing with all like the history of team? Okay, so that is awesome job, Sean. That's the 27 Blues Winter Classic jersey, and then the 2022 Blues Winter Classic jersey. The 2022 one just clears life. It's very good. And it's like a modern Winter Classic jersey. It doesn't try to do anything throwbacky with the exception of the colors. And if you remember their stadium jersey series from, I'll ballpark it at like 2017, 2018. I can't really remember, or maybe it was the 2017 Winter Classic.
Are you talking about like the baby blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice one.
Yeah.
again, they're never missing.
The baby blue one, I think that they used as an alternate for years after. So that's how good that was. Yeah, I mean, the Blues typically knock it out of the park. The St. Louis going across the chest really turns me off. I also hate that they have the stripe that ends halfway across the front, and then on the back it does no longer continue. I will say the back of the jersey is tremendous. I love the typeface that they have for St. Louis. It's a custom typeface that was used on a prototype jersey that was never worn before the Blues started their franchise. But like that, they should keep that typeface on their regular Blues jersey. The back is incredible, great color scheme. But once you see the front of it, brother.
This jersey blank would suck. This jersey.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This could be one of the worst blank jerseys maybe we've seen in our time.
Because that was one thing I was going to bring up when you were talking about the VGK. I have plenty of takes on all of this, by the way. Like the VGK jerseys, I liked way more once we saw them in person and I saw a name and number on the back.
You famously tried to get me to get one.
I did.
That
is true. I did try. I failed, but I did try.
No.
At least they tried something. Like the design was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't like how like bland it looked in terms of the color scheme.
Yeah, and unlike the Blues, they really didn't have anything to work off of. Like I think they, from their conception, handicapped themselves with an incredibly boring branding. And now it is what it is. The Blues have no excuse to be this bad. I think that the Chicago Blackhawk jerseys are lame.
Whoa.
What?
They do not. They just do the same shit basically every time. And
whoa. First red jersey in Winter Classic history for the Blues, or for the Blackhawks.
Is that true?
Yeah, they've never gone red before.
I guess that is true. But it's basically just a red version of the white jerseys that they've worn before. And also, like, I wanted black, but I guess they've done that. And they're just like not that special to me. They're just like not as good as their normal Blackhawks jerseys.
Oh, I disagree.
Pete, give him the finger.
Yeah. I just think that they are not.
They
don't like rate for me in terms of like they're not top 3 Blackhawks jerseys of all time. And they're not top 5 Winter Classic. They're just like really average jerseys to me. They're not that special.
As is, I think, a common Sean thing is the take is strong and the showing of the work is impeccable. Every point that you make after saying, I don't like these jerseys, I agree with. Like, they're not a top Blackhawks jersey.
Well, then you're objectively wrong, because the first point that he tried to make was that it's the same as all the other ones,
but
and it's objectively false.
I wasn't listening.
It's a red version. It's a red version of a jersey they've worn 2 times for the Winter Classic.
That's not true.
That's okay. You're right. It's a combination of what they have done before. It's just like not that interesting.
Well, they've pulled from a lot of things, and that happens when you're in your 5th Winter Classic. We can argue that they've been put in this too many times.
I mean, that's another conversation.
And that they're kind of painted into a corner where they can't do anything all that new.
Well, and I think it's kind of like the Red Wings thing and what we saw with the reverse retros, where it's like we have such a classic brand, you can't do that too much, or you end up like the Blues, where you just look bad because you've abandoned what makes your jersey special. And I just think that they are in a situation where they really can't. They just add varying numbers of stripes, and I'm over it.
We don't talk enough about how the Blackhawks just ran the exact same Winter Classic jersey back
to back. Yeah,
that 3 years.
I think there's slight differences with the lines on the bottom of it, but it's
the exact same.
It is very minimal. If there are differences, that's for sure.
Sean, do you prefer this jersey to the 2009 one? You think the 2009 one's better?
I think
I really like the 2009.
I think that I'm just like a real big fan of the black ones. I don't know what I
think this is
I think this is better.
Nice,
I think this one is better.
I think this is the best one that they've had. I think this is the best Winter Classic jersey they had. You said it's not a top 3 Chicago Blackhawks jersey. I think that it is. That's probably true, just because the Blackhawks red jersey primary, the Blackhawks black jersey primary,
and the
Blackhawks white jersey primary.
That's what I'm saying. They're in a situation where they can't make their jerseys better.
But this might be the 4th best Blackhawks.
So we would agree they're in more of a Celtics position than the Blues are.
Yes.
Where wear your jersey and you win. The Blues, unless you're famously playing a hockey game this season.
The Blues have it easiest, in my opinion, because it's just like throw the note on it and it's going to be cool. Make it red if you want. It's going to be a good jersey. But they abandon the one thing that makes their jersey special. Whereas the Blackhawks, the thing that makes them special, I think, is their logo, and they just are like, we're going to throw, like I said, varying numbers of stripes behind it, and it is what it is.
And I hate to be real, like, you're the only team that can use that kind of imagery.
True.
Because there's a good story behind it, and there is not the kind of historical, we'll say, shock value that there is behind some of the other team names and logos and renderings, etc. So you can depict this in a beautiful way, and you're allowed to lean into it, boys. Yeah. It looks great.
I mean, I think there's definitely a line there.
Somebody sent me I just texted it to you. Somebody just sent me a vintage jersey that would have been a much better template for this Winter Classic.
Ooh.
And I fucking love it. They're absolutely right. I can't believe I haven't seen this jersey before.
Oh,
but
you have?
Love it.
I mean, it has I've definitely seen ones that have the text that say Blues over the note. I feel like they did some sort of throwback. I can't find it on any of the jersey databases, but I thought that sometime recently they did the note with St. Louis over it. Am I making this up?
No, they definitely did. It was more of like a handwritten type of font. It's
okay.
St. Louis,
Okay,
and then the Blues that wrapped around it. Yeah, it definitely existed.
That was on the yellow one.
I think
Yellow
it was
reverse retro jersey. The second edition of the reverse retro jersey.
Oh,
right.
yeah, but that wasn't as good then because I didn't like the yellow. Maybe
I agree.
it was a bit of a, quite frankly,
worst piss jersey.
Bit of a piss jersey.
Yes.
And not a good one.
We all silly like the mayor.